It was a big game, and it was an exciting game. From start to finish, this big district battle for the Turkey Valley Trojans, a very windy night at Wapsie Valley as the Trojans taking on the old Cedar-Wapsie rival, the Wapsie Valley Warriors. Trojans getting warmed up. The fans needed blankets, a lot of them, to stay warm, and so did some of the players on the sidelines. It was that type of night, but it all turned out good for the Turkey Valley Trojans as they were ready for this battle. And we will be talking with Marshall Rosenbaum and Coach Mark Scott and some first half highlights coming up right after this. When obtaining the coverage you and your family need, an insurance agent is only as good as the service they provide. And John Cuvalier of Insurance Associates of Lawler will provide you with the best possible service. Plus, John is an independent agent. So if it's for your auto, your home, your farm, your crop, or your business, you know you can trust John Cuvalier of Insurance Associates of Lawler. Give him a try. Talking with Marshall Rosenbaum. You know, I watched you a week ago walk out after the ball game. I said, well, his season might be over. Man, you're playing with a lot of heart out there last week and again tonight.
Yeah, well, went to the doctor. I thought the same thing, but he told me get a week of rest in and you should be good to go. So I took a week off and I was good.
And you looked pretty good out there. It didn't look like the knee was bothering you all that much.
No, Scotter got it taped up for me underneath my brace, so we came prepared. I mean, I was prepared.
This game of football is one really with in the line and with defense, and your defense really played exceptional football, except for a few plays there in the fourth quarter. But that really was the key to this game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we practice on, and Turkey Valley is known for their defense, and Mr. Scott does a great job with us on that. So, I mean, we pulled through and did what we had to do.
Biggest win of any game you've ever played in your life?
Yeah, definitely for district champ. Yeah, biggest game ever.
Yeah, Marshall, and you got to take care of business next week, though. I mean, you know, Clayton Ridge hasn't had a very good year, but you never know.
Hey, they can come out with anything. They have nothing to lose, so we got to come out and be ready to play like tonight.
Marshall Rosenbaum, a young man who's played it with a lot of heart the last couple of weeks, playing last week on one leg at the end of the football game, and thanks a lot, Marshall.
Thanks, Mike.
You bet. Marshall Rosenbaum, Turkey Valley. For over 125 years, the Conway family and the Conway Funeral Home has been there, offering a wide variety of services including traditional, cremation, memorial, donation for scientific study, and pre-funding with banks or insurance companies. They also lend strong support for the communities they serve in Cresco, Proudvin, Riceville, and Ocean. Proudly serving you since 1886. The Conway Funeral Home. Turkey Valley coach Mark Scott. Well, nobody's going to accuse you of playing a dull football game here tonight, man. What an exciting way to win a game.
Yeah, I prefer to win it 28-0, to be honest with you. But I knew it was going to be a tough game, and they're a good team, and they made a big play there in the fourth quarter. We got ahead 14, and they came back and scored, and then we didn't get a first down, had a bad punt, and gave them, then we had them 4th and 10, and basically a tie for the ball on 4th down, and they got it, and ended up, if we knocked that down, of course we win 14-7, but they tie it up, and tough defense. Our kids played tough defense tonight.
You sure did play tough defense, and you seemed to make the plays when you had to, except for a couple of times there in the fourth quarter. I mean, you did bend a little bit in the first half, but you surely did not break there. And then they had the momentum going into that overtime, and you did win the toss, and that helped a little bit there, or quite a bit actually. But when you were down by 3, you had to feel pretty good still.
Yeah, I mean, 10 yards, we figured, we ran the ball pretty well most of the night. We had a couple times there, and we just went at them. So and the kids got after it, and they came off the field and said, "Well, we need to do is put it in the end zone," and that's what they did.
Well, your team has really done it. You know, you lost a tough game to Bellevue a couple of weeks ago, but you had Starmont and Wapsie coming up, 2 undefeated football teams, and you knock them both off.
That's kind of fun.
It's a great way, and you're actually, I guess we don't know who the district champ is yet, but you certainly appear to be in the driver's seat.
Well, it depends on how the Starmont-Bellevue game went tonight, and then Bellevue has Mac Valley. If they happen, we have to win another football game. Yeah, we're in our own destiny here. We just got to do what we can do, and hopefully we came through pretty healthy tonight, and then we'll have a good week of practice and get after it so we can win one more next week.
That one more is Clayton Ridge. They haven't had a very good year, but you know what? You never know, do you, Coach?
No, you don't. You know, and you can overlook a team, and it's their last game. Then they could come out, playing for. Sometimes those teams are dangerous. They're playing for their last effort ever, so they leave everything on the field.
Mark Scott, Turkey Valley football coach, an exciting victory here tonight at Wapsie Valley, 20-17 in overtime.
Thanks, man.
Great news, everyone. Now you can get the vehicle you want at the price you want and deserve. No more overpaying for a good used car just because it comes from a dealer. Roos Auto in Grand Meadow, Minnesota has the right selection at the right price, and they will treat you right even after the sale. Check out the selection at their Find a Car website. Click the logo to get right there. Easy to find, too. Follow the directions to Roos Auto, Grand Meadow, Minnesota. Worth the drive. Turned out to be a good first half of football, especially on the defensive side of the ball as the Trojans are headed for the locker room. They held a 6-0 lead over Wapsie Valley in the big football game. Second half highlights and overtime highlights on another tape for WDDnews.com Sports. I'm Randy Novotny.